Hey guys, this is Tammy at All About Living, and tonight we're going to make MOMARONI, which is actually homemade rice Roni. You know, when the kids were little or younger, they go, "Mom, what's for dinner? What's for dinner?" You know, and I work 5-6 days a week, just like most of y'all. And the first thing out their mouth when I walked in the door was, "Mom, what's for dinner? Mom, what's for dinner?" You know, and sometimes I just wanted quick, fast, done. And MOMARONI fit the bill. And it's just homemade rice pilaf is basically what it is. But you can use it as a side dish, or you can make it the main meal. Tonight we're going to make it the main meal, and then we're going to have a side of broccoli and just some regular French bread that I'm going to put butter on, and that's dinner. Okay, while my pan's getting hot, I'm going to show you your ingredients. You'll need some extra virgin olive oil, some chicken broth, some Knorr vegetable recipe mix, some rice, and some butter. That's all you need to make the rice pilaf. Now, we're going to come over to the stove now. My pan is hot. And oh, and angel hair pasta. Sorry, angel hair pasta. But I have this huge container, so I can't like put it over there in front of you, but it's just you'll need like 1/4 of a package of angel hair pasta. Okay, my pan's good and hot, and we're going to add 1/2 stick of butter. It can be salted or not salted, just whatever you got. Now we got our butter in there. Now I'm going to take my angel hair pasta, and I'm just going to break it in little bitty pieces. Just like that. And it takes a minute to go through this whole thing. But don't get too carried away with making them all uniform or whatever. Just break them up into small little pieces. You do need to kind of move fast, because you don't want your butter to burn while you're doing it. And funny story how I learned how to make this. We used to have, or Randy's parents used to have, a bent and dent store, you know, where you get bent cans and out-of-date stuff, whatever. Anyway, I had a customer that came in all the time, and one day we were just standing around talking, and he was saying he was going to have rice pilaf for dinner, and I said, well, I can't afford, or no, he said he was going to have rice Roni for dinner, and I said, well, I can't afford rice Roni, because for me, with 5 kids, I would have needed 3 or 4 boxes, and even back then, they were over $1 a box, and that just wasn't doable for a side dish for us. And he's like, oh, no, I mean, I'm going to make rice Roni. He said, I'm going to make it at home, and it won't cost as much to make it as it does to buy a whole box of rice Roni. And I'm like, okay, tell me now. And so this is his recipe, and my kids truly love it. I say I'm having MOMARONI, they are just in heaven. All right, now we're going to brown that pasta, not too brown, but we are going to brown it. And then we're going to turn this eye down just a little bit. It's on medium heat now, and we're going to turn it down, not that far, to just medium low, or medium, just below medium. You just want it where it's going to brown that pasta but not burn it. Then we're going to add our rice. And since it's just Randy and I, we only need 1 cup of rice for a meal. But if you were doing it, to feed you know, 4 or more people, you just do the math and add. But we're going to drop that rice right in there. And we're going to brown that rice. We're just going to let it sit there a minute and let it brown. Okay, there we go. And we got a nice brown little crust. Okay, now we're just going to stir it just one more time. Alright, and then we're going to turn the heat up, and we're going to turn it up to high. I'm going to put a good high heat on there. Okay, now we're going to add our broth, and the way you decide how much broth is how much rice. So if you used 1 cup of rice, you need 2.5 cups of broth. If you use 2 cups of rice, then you'll need 4.5 to 5 cups of broth. So we have 1 cup of rice and 1/4 of a pound of angel hair. So we just need 2.5 cups of broth. And I'm not brand loyal. This just happened to be buy one get one free at Publix today. It's the Presto chicken broth, classic. Okay, and now we're going to add our Knorr vegetable recipe mix. Okay, if you doubled this recipe, then you would need 2 packs of the Knorr, but we're just going to use 1 today with our 1 cup of rice. Okay, we're going to get that all nice and stirred and incorporated. We're going to put the lid on it and let it come to a boil, just like you would any other rice dish. You're going to let it come up, get a good tight fitting lid, which I don't have. You need a good tight fitting lid, and let it come to a boil, and then we'll be back. We're going to start our broccoli, and I'm going to put it down low. And I'm going to show you what my low is. There you go. I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to use about 1/4 stick of butter. I'm going to let that melt. I'm going to just drop some frozen broccoli in here as my side dish with some salt. Y'all know I'm a kosher salt person, so that's what we're having. And I'm going to put the lid on there. And I'm just going to steam those veggies in that butter. That's all I do. That's all I put in it. Okay, guys, right off rip, I messed up. I did not use the olive oil. I just used butter, which is fine. It actually is better, or is just as good. You're supposed to brown the rice and the pasta in the olive oil, but I didn't, I just did the butter, which is absolutely fine. It's still gonna taste amazing. Actually, it'll probably taste a little bit better. Okay, now we're gonna get this turned down to a real low. And just let that rice cook. Once it's cooked, your pilaf is ready. Our pilaf is gonna be done as soon as the water's evaporated and that rice is done. But I'm gonna make it a whole dinner tonight, a one-pot meal. If you have leftover chicken or anything, I mean, you can do this with beef, you can do it with pork, you can do it with turkey, whatever leftover meat you have, you can just put that back in there, and now you have a one-pot meal that only took you 15 minutes to make. And then all you have to do is, you know, have a side salad, or like us tonight, have some broccoli and some bread, and dinner's done. So we're gonna get over here and I'm gonna put my chicken that I have left over right on in this pot. All right. That looks like it's more than enough for us. Okay, we're gonna put that all up in there. And actually, you know what I think I'm gonna do? Since I added that chicken, is I think I'm going to add a little more broth because I want it to cook just a little longer. So I think I'm just going to put like 1/4 of a cup. I'm just going to go like that, just enough to have some good steam in there to finish that rice off and to heat that chicken up. Put the lid back on it. Good to go. Now we're going to check on our broccoli. And all we're going to do is just turn that over because we're really just steaming that broccoli in butter. So when it gets to the tenderness that we like, then I'll turn it off and let it steam just a few more minutes and dinner will be ready. Okay, we're going to check on that broccoli again because I hear it sizzling. And for Randy and I, that's just about the consistency that we like. So I'm going to put this lid back on. I'm going to let that steam come back up just a minute, you know, half a minute, 30 seconds or something. I'm going to see how it's steaming up I'm going to let it do that. And then I'm going to turn it off, and it's just going to keep steaming for a few minutes and then it'll be done. Okay, we're going to check it. This should be about it. Make sure it's not sticking. We don't want any burnt rice. We just we're going to save a little bit on that and see how done we are. Okay, this really is an easy recipe, but you do need to be aware that you need to be around your stove. You know, you don't want it to burn, you don't want it to stick, you don't want it dry. So if it looks like your rice is absorbing too much, just add a little more. You know, it doesn't hurt to add chicken broth. You know, you don't want to like drown it because then your rice will get soggy, but you just have to watch and pay attention. And after a while, you'll get to know exactly what you need to do. And it really is an under 30-minute meal. Now, we're going to check it one more time. And it should be golden. Still good. All your broth is absorbed. And we're ready to plate this up. So just turn your eye off and you're ready to plate up dinner. Might even be a way to sneak in vegetables for your kids because there are vegetables in that seasoning mix. Gonna get us some broccoli. And Randy loves broccoli, so. give him a couple of pieces of bread. All right, dinner's on the table, and if you liked what you saw, come back and see me. You know, like and subscribe and share and all that fun stuff they tell you to do. And we'll see you next time. Bye.